Assalamu alaikum friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I will tell you about M1 Grand. But before starting this video I will request you to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Now let's start the video. M1 Grand. The raffle of chambers from the M1 Grand in the name of its candidate in the Canada American designer Joanne Garand. It was the first tender of issues outlong in the raffles of United States by the most accounts of the MF raffle and performed was as the general graphic and system of the organization in the replacement of the board actions. But in the Springfield Services raffles in 1936 and was Intel's and replace of selective in the MR60 Mark 26 in 1958. Sources differ of the pronunciation of the M1 Grand, some such as a General Jolin Hester of the Book of the Grand in 1948 give in the identical pronunciation of Johann Grand's surname. However, in 1952 issue Arm of the Force and Talk to the Precision published in the US Department of Defense give the pronunciation as the saving popular using has replacement account on the second symbol system so that the reference has become gun in the magazine while according is an pronunciation in the favored by US servicemen in deep ether pronunciations in the French candidate and born Grand went work of the United States Army Supreme and began the working of 30 Cavalier in 1942. 2024 rifles in the identity MR61 were built and spring season is our field fourth beginning during they are very tested against of the model by Briss and Hindbag in the later of two beings development blog in the Y types. This led of further trail and improvement of the Grand against in the development united and producing in the comprehensive including system as a result of organdy and original of the Grand variants mark in 1927 and Cably brought in the report trails among of the Thomless Grand in all over spring fields. Had not let a clear winners. This let is Gaza operated in early in 1928. Both half the infantry and cavalry boards ran trails with the rifles of calling is highly permissions. Decepted and disominance of the August 13 in 1928, the Stimulant Rifles Board SBR carried out joint army heavy and marine crops trails between the Thomas Both Cavalry in the infantry version of the presidents in all over the Grand 6.25. And on September 21 the board reported on the clear winner. The 30 Grand however was dropped in favor of the 275-76 further test of the by SBR in July in 1929 which included rifle designed by browsing called Brewing in the Grand Hawk presence of the Thomas and all implicated in completement by the White led to the recommendation at work of the drop 30 gas operated Grand of the resume and all over the order in November in 1490-22. 20 gases operated in 75 Grands were made and comprehensive with the presence of rifles in early in 1931. The Claviral Grand of also tested in the forms of single but before in Widran with the creds of on October 1931 a January in 1932 in the meeting recommended adoption of the Clavilar and production of the opportunities in meanwhile Grand design his built in his improved Hafiz rifles of were tested the day of after successful conclusion on the system. Army Chief of Staff General Deagle M.H. Arthur personally disapproved the Claviral chain to parts in the these because there were expensive exciting stock of ML ball ammunitions on February 25 in 1932. At Justin and General Johan of the Subhan in speaking of the secretly of world order for the refers in communication of Claviral in keys in the communication system of completed and all over resources that directed of towards identifications of correction in the defense of Grand 30 Cavalier. On August 3, 1933, in the became the semi-automatic rifles Cavalier in May of the 6th World Field Trails in the infantry of Cavalier units. Numbers of were reported forcing the rifle to be modified yet again before including the recommended for services and cleared for prosement on November 7, 1935. Then standardables in January 9, 1936. The first production model was successfully proved fire function, fired and fired off accordingly on July 1937. Production difficulties delay in deliveries on the Army units in September 1937. Machine productions began to Springfield Army the month of the rate on 10 rifles per day and reached an output of the 100 per day within 2 years. The deposit in the going of introducing status and design all over the assemblies and work design of the inter-production in early 1940. Exciting gas raffles were called replace the refreshment and all over the work and opportunities 2 years and 3 years in the production of processing in the reward of the similar point of the development production of the grand increase in 1940 deposit in these 65 reaching in 60 days in January 1941 in all over the series and its machine system also organic M1 Grand was made the large number of during World War day opportunities we use in the every branch of the United States military. The relief generally performed in the General Goris pattern called it is a great battle implication over disease. I hope you guys to enjoy this video. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Please take care.